Welcome to Around the Kinky Campfire podcast. This is your host, the Cuddle Gigolo, aka El Comidon, aka Mango Boogies, but also known officially as H.H. Julius, your entertainment creative. I'm here with Miss Rue, our education guru, and our goal in this podcast is to destigmatize the taboo topics of kink, non-monogamy, and BDSM. We like to educate through awareness and with our experiences, and we are not certified professionals as of yet. So our non-judgmental topics, with a dash of facts, are to be taken mostly as entertainment and with, some slice of life anecdotal stories. Your opinions, lifestyles, and or way of thinking may not be in alignment with ours, but your opinion, lifestyle, way of thinking is also okay as well. And the fact that you have an opinion is valid. We're not here to change your minds. We are here just to provide a different point of view. Please join us every second and fourth Thursdays of every month, and our episodes are uploaded to all major platforms: Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, etc., etc. Please look forward to this coming episode, as it will start shortly, and make sure to especially pay attention to our ASR Minute, which will start very soon. Welcome back, everybody. This is the Around the Kinky Campfire podcast, but we are doing a very light session right now. This is what I call the Pillow Fort sessions, just keeping it light. Just wanted to do like a short 20-30 minutes episode for y'all. Was going to do an intro to the Pillow Fort sessions, but right now probably just going to say what's going on with the podcast. We've had a crew change, lost one of our members, so now we're down to 2 for right now. It's just me here today. The Pillow Fort sessions were kind of going to be a in-between for our big episodes when we're all here. So now that it's like half of the remaining crew, since there's only 2 of us, so it's just like half light, so half like an actual half an episode instead of 1/3 of an episode. Basically what's going on, as you had heard, Esme and I were in a relationship. Now we no longer are. So she has left the podcast, and now it's just me and Miss Rue. So right now I just want to say that as your friendly neighborhood squiggly butt, let's see, where was I going? Fresno Bob, Mr. Cum Biscuits, Mr. Juicy PP Johnson, Flamey Boom Hands, all the above. Right now, since we're doing a little bit of change, you can officially call me Julius D. Pax. For right now, that's my unofficial name, so going by Julius from now on. Going to change up the website if you have gone to that. And if you've gotten a business card, we're going to change those up as well in the future. So right now, just kind of give you a little heads up. Haven't really talked officially what we're going to be doing, but yeah, just want to let you know officially there has been a crew change because of the relationship change. So I'm going to talk to Ms. Rue, and we're just going to see what we want to do. I just want to put this out there to let y'all know what's been going on so far. So it has been a meh summer down here in Florida where we are. For me especially, talk to Miss Rue in the meantime, kind of let her know what's going on with me, and she's told me a little bit of what's going on with her. Hopefully y'all hear some of it. It looks like she has some good news so far, for the most part. A lot better news than what I have. I was since the last time we recorded, I was at 5 partners. Now I'm down to 2. So it's probably a good thing, so I can focus on myself a little bit for the rest of the year. I'm going to try to focus anyways. I get distracted with the polyamory.
I enjoy it so much. I'm still a huge believer in polyamory, just to say that. Will not be giving it up anytime soon. So right now I can focus more on myself and still have 2 good quality partners. So we're going to keep going from there as far as that concerned, and I'll fill y'all in over the next 6 months, whatever we have left in the year, as far as that's concerned. So hopefully we can do these little Pillow Force sessions in between the group podcasts. So hopefully Rue will go ahead and do this. I'll try to coax her to do these as well, little solo sessions, just to keep y'all up to date on what's going on in between the episodes. I wanted to use this as a platform to focus on the smaller topics, because it probably doesn't warrant like a whole episode. So if we're talking about relationships, we'll talk about boundaries and expectations and all that, probably could talk about that a little bit more. I know I can definitely talk about those individual fine points when it comes to that kind of stuff. As far as like kink and non-monogamy and dating and being in relationships, everybody probably could use a refresher on those small topics. So I'm going to use that during my episodes when I'm here by myself to do a deep dive into those specific topics, just to let y'all know what I've come across from reading, listening to podcasts, and reading articles, reading books, all that kind of stuff. It's a common theme from all these different topics, whatever I'm talking about at the time. I'm going to try to do my best to give y'all the information in a really concise way. I mean, if you want to do a deep dive, there's plenty different videos and books and articles all about these different things, but you're going to get my perspective on it. So not here to debate anybody or anything. I'm just going to take the information I got and give it to you from my point of view. Things I think are very important as far as the specific topics. I don't even know what I'm talking about. And yes, I will definitely be doing a Geeking Out episode. When I do that, and I say Geeking Out, I see that y'all are campsters. Like the Geeking Out episode, that's one of our top downloaded episodes. I can't get any specific metrics from like Spotify or iTunes or anything, but I can just see from our Buzzsprout website what is being downloaded the most. And Geeking Out is one of the big ones. I didn't think that was that popular. My other 2 crewmates there weren't really excited about it, but I like talking about the Geeking Out stuff, and apparently y'all like hearing about it. So what I'm going to do for Geeking Out especially is just go over current events, anime, comic book stuff, toys, video games, board games, that kind of thing. There's plenty of stuff going on. The anime season had just ended when I'm recording this, so you should be hearing this at the beginning, the first Thursday in July, hopefully. Well, that's going to be, if you don't hear it in the beginning of July, then just know that was the plan at the time of this recording. So right now it's like 2 weeks before 4th of July right now when I'm recording this. So all the anime episodes are ending. I'm very sad about that. I'm just going to talk about the ones I like so far. Saw Guardians of the Galaxy and Transformers a week or 2 ago or whatever. So talk about that kind of stuff for the Geeking Out. I will talk for a long time, so that will probably be like right up to 30 minutes for that episode. But just want to talk about all those different things in the future for my specific episodes. I'm going to break down specific topics for the kink and non-monogamy stuff, and then give y'all the geek report from where I'm standing. And then so that's going forward in the future. Right now, trying to just, work on my individual things personally that I got going on, financially, relationship-wise, personally-wise. I don't know how much I want to get into the relationships that had ended, unfortunately. Basically, it's a mixture of a bunch of different things, and I'm going to probably just go over those things first, if I'm not geeking out on those individual topics. Like I said before, boundaries. Definitely dealing with gratitude. Have you high-fived yourself? Do you meditate? Are you hard on yourself? I've learned that's not a good thing to be. That's very much a sign of very bad behavior, a very bad habit. It's a very bad habit. So sometimes it can be it can come outwardly shown as like abusive or manipulative to your partners or your friends, family, whoever. If you're, just take the time and be gracious to yourself and not be so hard on yourself. So, everybody has different traits, I want to say. So, codependency versus being independent and like manipulative tactics. I found recently in the last few months that the stuff that I consider just normal relationship behavior, like banter, you even call it, could be construed as manipulative. And I'll go over that in a future episode. what I'm dealing with personally as far as that's concerned. So you should look out for that. And then also just know that you could be hurtful to a partner and not even know it, or they could be doing that to you. And having boundaries and lowering your expectations is a very good thing to practice in daily life. So why are you so angry all the time? Maybe you just have high expectations of people, and realizing people are their own person and they can do what they want. You just got to accept them for how they are. And if they don't meet your quote unquote expectations and your standards, then maybe you should reevaluate the way you're looking at them, or, leave that situation. Some good tactics that I've learned when your boundaries are being pushed or being crossed is what is called gray rocking, which is showing no reaction to that event. And then, so when your boundaries are pushed, you can't really tell somebody else how they should act. You just, you can only control your actions. Let's just put it that way. A lot of things going on, and now I'm just kind of rambling because I have another 10 minutes, and that kind of went faster than I thought it was going to be. You should listen to the Pillow Fort explanation that I'll probably put out, I don't know, before or after this one. And I actually lose track of what I was talking about a couple times in there, which is pretty funny. So that's what's going on if you hear some rough cuts there. So let's see. Oh, I just lost my track now. So basically, just remember that everybody has their own thing. Your thing might not be my thing, but your thing is okay too. That's a quote I just learned recently. So when you decide to judge people, and it's a big thing in the kink community, everybody has a big old ego. Just because somebody's not doing it the way you want to do it, somebody's not subbing or doming the way you think it should be, hey, that's not for you to judge. That's their thing. They want to do it that way, then they can do it that way. It's, you can't tell anybody else what to do unless you're in a DS relationship and you made a contract and all that. However you decide to negotiate, that is on you. But just to let you know that in general, especially if you don't know the person or you haven't negotiated it, you can't tell the people how they should conduct their relationship, lives, whatever they want to be. So even if it's with a partner, just know that they are an independent person. And if you're above the age of 18 in America, you are a legal adult. Just, know that as well. Especially if you're not blood related. I mean, to that person, you can't really do that to your siblings or your parents and kids or whatever, but just know that everybody is their own person. I'm just going to keep repeating this because this is something I had to learn recently, that when you get into a relationship, it's not your job to fix your partner. Even if they, actually not even, they don't ask for your advice specifically, unsolicited advice is a specific thing. I thought, just in general, before even getting into like polyamory, that monogamy, that growing up in a toxic masculine culture, that as the man, quote unquote, in the relationship, you were supposed to help your partner, usually it's female, to help themselves grow, whatever. I don't even know what you want to call it. Right now, I am learning new things, and it's a very confusing time for me. So it's hard for me to specifically say what's going on and what I'm working on right now, because I feel like I just smacked in the face. Also by losing the relationships, but in general, just all this information that I'm learning is really a smack to the face, because I was conducting relationships incorrectly, which I thought was a normal thing because of how I was raised. So in my culture, or the culture I was raised in, I could say just like Asian culture in general, like you are supposed to be manipulative to your family, whoever, to get them to do what you want. So like, get those straight A's or you'll be in trouble. It's like, go be a doctor or a nurse or something. And it's like, yeah, we'll be disappointed in you if you don't do these things, but not realizing, hey, I have my own life. I can do what I want. Why don't you just accept me for the way I am? And also, especially with our podcast, like being kinky and being polyamorous or queer or something, it's like very much judged on. I mean, I'm part Asian, part black, and both of those cultures are not very accepting in general. You know, people want to kick you out of the house if you say you come out as gay or something, and it's like, but I'm still your child. Like, how are you just going to accept them just because you don't? So yeah, been looking at that kind of stuff as well, and not knowing that I've been doing that, judging specifically, not just that. I have been judging people based off of my standards, and this is including partners. And that I should definitely not do and just accept them for who they are. And then if they need help, then I can give them a little bit of help. But it's more like, here's the information and you can do what you want with it. Whether you take it or not, I still, love you and respect you and all this stuff. And I'm not judging you whether you don't or don't. I still accept you the way you are. So that has been a lesson I've been learning, trying to lower those expectations. That's a lot of meditation, and it's pretty funny because listening to the meditation still gets me angry. It's like meditation is supposed to calm you, and it's doing the opposite effect. So I'll probably regurgitate some of the meditations I've been hearing in a later Pillow Fort episode. And then when we come together as a group, right now it's just, Rue and I come together as a group and we talk and figure out what kind of structure we want to have. Definitely going to do a deep dive into that. Probably more broader subjects because all these things are part of relationships or part of dynamics. So we'll figure out what's going on there. Definitely want to get an update. Did not make it to Beyond Leather because I was going through all this stuff this year. So didn't get to do that. Have been going to some lifestyle parties. The swinger lifestyle is what we're talking about with a little hint of kink. Parties and social events. So I'll probably talk about that. I've been doing that with my other partners, parentheses. So keep you informed of that. Gonna keep trying to do our thing, and I appreciate you, everybody that's still downloading, listening to episodes. Hopefully you're going back and listening to the year and change that we had before, catching up on everything. I see that people are still downloading, even though we haven't been posting anything. It's been like a month and a half, maybe 2 months. I can't even remember now. So hopefully you guys caught up on everything and want to keep moving forward with us with the regime change, and we'll see how it goes from there. Looks like this one's going to be a little bit shorter than the 20-minute mark. Might cut it down to like less than 15 or something like that. So check out what we got going on. Hopefully we'll get together before the second second Thursday of July and have a little group podcast for you. But until then, y'all stay kinky, stay safe around that fire. Have a nice little pillow fight. I don't even know what the sign-up is going to be for the Pillow Fort episodes, but we'll evolve from there. And I'm actually in a room by myself talking to myself right now, which is pretty funny. I know y'all going to hear this, but I don't really talk to myself and record it, especially. I might talk to myself, I might argue with myself or something, but that's about it. Don't really talk to myself, so this is interesting. And the introductory Pillow Fort episode was interesting as I was losing track of what I was saying when I'm by myself in a room. Pretty funny. So I would definitely like to see how these evolve over the months and years, however long we end up doing this, to see how well I do at talking to myself. I could have done the podcast by myself, but I think just in general, when you at least have 2 people in a podcast, hopefully like 3 or 4, I just think the quality is better. Let's just put it that way. When you have somebody to riff off of, especially when you have a similar communication style, it's very good as far as the podcast is concerned. Not knocking the people that do the solo podcast, more power to you. I'm just saying I can't do that. Well, I'm doing it now, but it is really hard for me to like force myself to do that and get the energy to do that. So more power to y'all that do the solo podcasting. I'm giving it a try. Hopefully y'all enjoy. Let me know, I guess, through the downloads, since nobody's joined the Instagram yet. I haven't checked in a few weeks. I'll check it here pretty soon. But as far as I can tell, most of y'all have not joined the Instagram, Campfire Kinksters Instagram. Go check it out. Go ahead and join. Maybe you'll get more updates. I'll update it more when more people join. Basically how that goes. So this is all y'all have right now. If you like to rate podcasts, go ahead and rate it on whatever you're listening to, Spotify, iTunes. And until then, hello.